Good morning, Cityside. Happy Sunday. We're going to stand together and sing Perfect by Jamie Lula. In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect. You're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, courage I feel. When I listen, I hear the most beautiful music out of nowhere. You're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my When I'm sad and dark, shallow and in doubt, when I'm trying my best to put one foot in front of the other, you're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Oh, you're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. Our second song today is Worthy. I know exactly what you're thinking. I've had those thoughts a million times. I can see the question that's behind your eyes. Oh, you're searching for your peace of mind. Now listen up to this truth. You are me and I am you. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. I know your life, I felt your pain. I know your joys and your shames. Sometimes it feels like life walks over you, oh, like you're a penny on the ground. our purse, the smallest piece still holds its worth. Every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Worthy of love, worthy of life, worthy of saying no when something don't feel right. This is a song for you, for all the ups and downs that life will put you through. So listen up to this truth. You are me and I am you. Every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy. Every one of us is worthy.
Good morning, Cityside. Welcome to our Sunday morning service and celebration. I'm Rev Judy. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome to everyone in the room. This is New Visitor Sunday, so there are a few new people in the room. Hello to everyone here and also online. Now, if you have brought someone new online to watch the service, that's great, but it doesn't get you the free brunch. So you're going to have to come here. It's also not true, Reverend Linda is yelling at me. Okay. All right. Talk to me later. So if you are online, we are happy to have you, and you can say hello to Don Mannery. He's our licensed spiritual practitioner, and he is our online host this morning, so please say hello to him. We invite everyone to help us serve more people and spread the word about Cityside. Please share the live stream link, check in on Facebook and Instagram, the social media platform of your choice, and just share posts to let people know that you are here. For folks in the room, on the table near the entry, we have the You Belong Here cards, the purple ones, and you can take those with you. They say something about us and what we believe. Just hand them out to people and help us to spread the word. At Cityside, we embrace new thought and wisdom teachings and are affiliated with Centers for Spiritual Living. We honor all paths and provide a supportive community where you can explore your own spiritual path. So now we have the chance to, as a community, to share our vision and mission statement out loud. We do this in one voice as a community to really ground ourselves and anchor ourselves in what it is that we believe. So please join me. At Cityside, we envision a diverse and empowered community that is practicing unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe and inclusive spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual consciousness, and express our authentic nature. Krista Bremberg is another one of our licensed spiritual practitioners, and she is holding vigil remotely today. And vigil is simply a meditative state, a container that she holds for us so that we can have an even deeper and more transformative experience in service today. We have Reverend Darrell Jones back with us. We're always happy to have Reverend Darrell. He's continuing our April theme, Becoming, inspired by the book, The Endless Practice, Becoming Who We're Born to Be by Mark Nepo. Reverend Darrell's talk is entitled, You Are Not Your Story, which I'm so glad to hear because I could tell you a story about my morning, and I could tell you about how I feel and how come I feel this way so frequently. And so I'm really eager to hear what you have to say about how we get out of that story. So looking forward to it. But no pressure. You better tell me something good, Darrell, because I need it. So it is time for our community greeting. This is our chance to get up and move around, say hello to someone, and say hello to our friends. We've got some new people you can introduce yourself to. And, as a prompt, I'm thinking about the story that I'm in today. And I think one of the ways I get out of it is to count my blessings, like that song says, right? And one of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver, says, "Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed." So as your prompt, standing right where you are today in this space, how are you blessed? So we have a couple of minutes for this conversation only, so when the music stops, please return to your seats and get quiet so we can move on with the service. Thank you.
I'm going to use my teacher's voice. Let's have a seat, everyone. Yeah. But if I did that into the microphone, I'd blow everybody out of the water. Yeah. Good morning. It's good to see you all. I have a reading. We'll do a short centering, and then what's after that? You are. Brian. Yeah, and you are. I am Connie Hodak. I'm one of your licensed spiritual practitioners, and my nouns are she, her. Okay, the reading comes from The Endless Practice, Becoming Who You Are, Who You Were Born to Be by Mark Nepo. Life is difficult and beautiful, soft and hard. It's fragmented and whole. Within a single day, our cells are both dying and being born. Our tissue is disintegrating and rejoining, even while we sleep. Likewise, our consciousness and our heartfulness is both fragmented and whole. Within each experience, our understanding of life is being torn apart so new perspectives and insights can rejoin. Our cells, the very makeup of who we are, is both dying and being born through our moment-to-moment struggle in being human. Okay, so get yourself comfortable in your seat. Feet flat on the floor, drop your shoulders, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a deep breath, everybody, all together, and center into your heart space, opening to the love light of God. and contemplate. Life is difficult and beautiful, soft and hard. Going slowly back into the room, being present, being right here, right now, in this beautiful moment. It is in this beautiful moment that I recognize the Divine Spirit, the unconditional love that is always and ever present, flowing through us, around us, and is that which I call God. It is ever nourishing, ever fulfilling, ever present. And we are one with it. We are one with this light. We are one with this unconditional love. We are one. And it's from this place of oneness that I speak a blessing. I speak a blessing over Cityside. All are welcomed. All are loved. And I speak a blessing over this service, that all who have come are filled with this love light of God. We are. And I speak a blessing over all the hearts and hands who have come together to create this service through the week and today. All the different parts, tech, welcome, cafe, music, and all the individuals who stepped up, Reverend Judy. And today I speak a special blessing over Reverend Darrell Jones. Grateful that he has stepped up to be the conduit of the message that we need today, to open his heart, his mind, and receive and sharing with us the becoming who we are. And I speak a blessing over the world at large. May we raise up the vibration. May we bring love each and every interaction that we have each and every day with each and every person. Knowing the truth of this, I release it, and together we say, and so it is.
We have a special guest on the feature today. We convinced Darrell to sing with us. This is There Is Only Love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. When all fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. is only love. When I lose myself, when I fear I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you for humoring my voice. Good morning, everybody. Put your hands together for this marvelous ensemble. So over 25 years ago, the reason that I found my way to this teaching and to new thought philosophy and to a new relationship with life was because of music. And so I was grateful that Paige agreed to sing that song today. And then I was just singing harmony and realized, I've said this before, but in terms of resonance, in my next lifetime, I want to come back as a background singer. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I just love laying in the back. But here's the thing, I love harmony. How cool is that? And actually, I feel like I'm a background singer for the divine because I'm trying to bring harmony into the world. So I don't have to wait a lifetime. I'm doing it right now. For those new today, either online or in the room, my name is Reverend Darrell Jones. I go by the pronouns he, him. And today I want to highlight that I also, internally in my mind, I use the pronouns they, them. And I'm going to break that down for you during our talk today. Will you humor me for one more thing? Really quick. Today's my mom's birthday. And she's online. She couldn't make it physically today, but could we just sing really fast? Happy birthday to you, Karen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karen, Mom. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mom. And to all of you online, welcome as well. We are here to continue the conversation today of becoming, this month's theme. And the focus, the fuel for the talk comes from Mark Nepo's book, The Endless Practice, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. I love the song that Paige sang there, There's Only Love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there's only love. There's only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free, there's only love. The challenge is that if you are like most of the humans on this planet, if you woke up this morning and turned on a radio, looked at your phone, or turned on the news, everything that was presented to you was probably complete and total contradiction to the statement that there's only love. Would you agree? Yeah? The talk title is You Are Not Your Story. It's an interesting one because I wanted it to be evocative, like to make this declaration. You are not your story, but at the same time, you are your story. Whatever you're telling yourself, it's true. Even if you don't like it, if you're repeating the same thing over and over, I'm just worthless. I'm just worthless. I love that song, Worthy. I got to see India Arie when she released that album in concert. If you don't know India Arie, check her out. Some amazing songs. But that song, Worthy, if we're walking around saying, I'm not worthy, but we want to be worthy of something, but we come back to, no, I'm not worthy. But I want to be worthy of love. I'm not worthy. But I want to be worthy of the promotion. I'm not worthy. But I want to be worthy of things. We can want all we want. But if we are repeating a story over and over in our mind that we are not worthy, that's where the power is. And you're misusing your power. Does that make sense to everybody? So is it true? We are not our story? Yes and no. The paradox. To me, that's where the divine lives, in the paradox. It depends on what you choose. Most of us aren't choosing the stories that we tell. Let me repeat that again. You think you're choosing, but you're not. You're reacting. Choosing requires you to take responsibility. And if we are telling ourselves a story, the question I ask is, are we choosing wisely? All stories that we tell do one of two things. They empower us or they zap our potential. So what story are you telling? This reading, Mark Nepo, I like him and I don't like him, to be completely honest with you. And the reason that I know that it's good is because I sit in that paradox. There's something about the way he languages things that frustrates me, but it pushes me to my edge of understanding. So whenever we do a Mark Nepo book, I'm like, dang, and I'm like, dang, all right, here we go. So it's interesting, this language, life is difficult and beautiful from our reading today, soft and hard. It's fragmented and whole. Within a single day, our cells are both dying and being born. Our tissue is disintegrating and rejoining, even while we sleep. Likewise, our consciousness and heartfulness is both fragmented and whole. Within each experience, our understanding of life is being torn apart so new perspectives and insights can rejoin. Like our cells, the very makeup of who we are is both dying and being born through our moment-to-moment struggle in being human. That's frustrating. Is anyone else feeling that? Just you and me, Amy? Okay, all right. So he has this great way of just saying, well, this is just the way it is. You know, we're trying to figure out life and it's being torn apart and at the same time it's being put back together. I'm like, what do I do with that? How does that help me today? My hope and desire is that we're going to get to some place, not a definitive answer. We're not going to solve all the world's problems, but how to sit in that paradox, how to sit in being torn apart and being put back together at the same time. Reverend Amy invited me to focus on the idea of healing the wounds that shape us, exploring how our life experience, especially the difficult ones, shape who we are. I want to start with a quote from Mary Morrissey. Anyone familiar with Mary Morrissey? She's still alive, kicking and teaching. And every once in a while, I circle back to her writings. And she's got this one story that she always tells. And it's a great story that I think all of us could learn from. She says that she has 2 black belts. Anyone familiar with this? She has 2 black belts, one in success and one in failure. And both of them trained her in a specific way to be the person that she is today. We get training from all of our life experience. We get training from all of the stories we tell. And most of us are trying to push away the stuff that we don't like, the thing that may be disgusting, the thing that we abhor. But that's actually where most of the growth happens, at least that I have found. Rarely am I sitting on the couch, chilling out, watching, I don't know, some ridiculous show. That's not where my growth is happening, other than my belly, because I'm probably eating something that I shouldn't be. It's when I'm stepping out into my life and I'm bumping up against the hard stuff. So this is what we must first embrace. Everything, not some of who we are, all of who we are. Get your black belt in both failure and success. We must embrace all the stories we tell ourselves in the experiences that we have had, whether they are easy or hard, traumatic or transformative, good or bad. This is the basic teaching of Science of Mind, which we follow here at Cityside. There is a universal law that seeks to do one thing. It is singular in its focus. Create. That's it. This law discriminates against no thing and no one. It is not selective, and it doesn't really care from the standpoint of being a human. The way that, I care about that, or I don't care about that. It just gives itself. It cares about everything, but it doesn't discern what story is working for you or what story is not working for you. It just says, let's create. One of my favorite Ernest Holmes quotes is, "We are chemists in the laboratory of consciousness. What then shall we produce?" What stories are you pouring into the beaker of your consciousness? In the laboratory of your mind, in the laboratory of your living, what are you producing? The law discriminates against no thing and no one, and if there is something in thought and mind, especially with a lot of emotional energy behind it, the law readies itself, rubs its hands, and says, let's go, and it pushes out into your experience the very story that you're telling. It gives fuel to everything, not some things, everything. This is a critical understanding to those of us who maybe embrace now or grew up embracing the idea of God, spirit, source, universal presence, or law as a being outside of us with attitudes, with opinions, with judgments, that it withholds and it has favorites. This is making the creative essence of life human-like. We have it twisted most of the time here. In Christianity and Judaism, often there's a passage from the Hebrew and Christian Bible that gets highlighted from the very first book, Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26, which reads, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." I'm going to see how many of y'all were awake. Did you hear these words that are well over 2,000 years old, these old writings? Many today say that they do not understand the use of they, them, or plural pronouns by individuals. And yet some of the earliest scribes of the Western world history are using they, them pronouns to describe God. What? Did you hear that? No, let me go back. "And God said, let us make man in our image." It doesn't matter what version of the Bible you look at, there are plural pronouns. God is talking about itself as more than one of the binary. After our likeness. Trippy, eh? I had to do a little bit of research on this as the language was just screaming at me and I couldn't let it go. The use of plural pronouns here for God is commonly interpreted in traditional Christian theology as the Trinity. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So they. Alternatively, it is also viewed as God addressing the heavenly court of angels. I like this one though. Or as plural of majesty, used in Hebrew to express the fullness of God's power. The fullness of God. God is so much, so complex, that when addressing itself, it must use plural pronouns. Are you feeling me on this? Are you tracking where I'm going? You think that there are some members of humanity that are actually getting it, getting the complexity of who they are as people on the planet? We are so multifaceted that to only describe ourselves as one dimension of the divine, known as he or she, is to oversimplify ourselves. And I'm not saying don't do it. I still use the pronouns he, him. And in my internal dialogue, I'm starting to use they and them, just to play with things and recognize that I'm so complex, I'm so multidimensional, I'm not just what you see, I'm actually more than what you see. This depiction of the divine that you call Darrell Amani Jones is just a tip of the iceberg. What I see in you, yes, I look at you and I'm like, that's Pam. But I know there's so much more going on that I will never, ever know. And I don't need to know, but I recognize that there is a diverse complexity that exists within all of us. We are so full that we must address our universal intersectionality and complexity beyond binary existence, just like God did over 2,000 years ago. Okay. Take a deep breath. Sorry. You're probably thinking, okay, Darrell, what does this have to do with what we're talking about today? Y'all, this speaks directly to our theme in the book this month, becoming. We are the endless practice of becoming. We are constantly becoming who we are and who we were meant to be. Who you are meant to be and who you are right now is a divine, amazing expression of the universal magnificence. Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay. And a hallelujah. And if I may, to continue with my word nerding for a moment, one other thing to highlight from this scriptural passage, and I just feel compelled to do this today because some of the militarization of religion and of scripture and of spirituality, it is not healthy. And it is not actually contributing to the story that's going to allow this planet to heal. And that's what I'm interested in. Okay. It goes on to say, and let them have dominion. They're using they, them pronouns again, right? Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the cattle and over all the earth. Biblically, dominion is the God-given authority delegated to humanity to responsibly rule, steward, and care for creation as representatives of the universe, rather than through exploitive tyranny. And if you think that the only people that are being tyrannical are in the White House, you are mistaken. We are all conspiring towards tyranny on this planet. I am definitely a part of that system. I live here. I live in this country. We may say, oh, this isn't my country. BS. You live here, it's your country. Now, I'm not saying that you are making the decisions like other leaders are in the country, but there is so much intertwining in terms of our systems, what we purchase, what we don't purchase, the things that we take for granted in this country as normal, that make our life easy. Have you ever really gone down the rabbit hole of what gets exploited in order for us to call what we call normal in the United States? It is a humbling thing to do. Take a deep breath in. Those of you who are here for the first time, I'm sorry. I like to go there. All I'm trying to say is that when we look at some of the Holy Scriptures and when we are talking about the stories that we tell ourselves, we have to slow down and check them. We are not here to dominate the planet. We are here to be stewards. We are here to care for. We are here to manage, work in partnership and co-creation. All right, so let's get back to our talk title. You are not your story. This is a statement of liberation as opposed to negation, even though I'm using the word not. Once we all realize that all the stories, not some of them, all of them, they are tools to help us make sense of our life. We can step back and ask a few questions, and I might add critical questions that actually can serve as empowering and be proactive change towards liberation. Is anyone interested in proactive change towards liberation, making this a world and a planet that works for all? Okay, bless you. So here's a couple of questions. You don't need to write them down. I'm just going to rephrase basically the same thing over and over again. And I want to invite you to recognize that I'm saying a bunch of words on the surface right here that you're hearing, but then your heart is listening to a whole other sub-dialogue that I don't know what it is, and I just bless and know that the living Spirit is sending a message to your heart that you need to hear today while your brain tries to make sense of all this wordiness that I'm using. Yes? Okay, so here are some questions to put into your practice this week. Does this tool, AKA the story that you tell, does it serve the life that you are building currently? You know your story, right? Whether you like it or not, there's a story that is always just right beneath the surface, humming, buzzing. Is that story helping you create the life that you want? Number 2, is there a story that I tell myself or others about who I am? Does it help me become more brilliant, or does it pull me back into some former version of myself? I was just talking to my wife the other day about the language we use. And someone had introduced this idea. We say we're coming back from vacation. Back to what? She's like, I'm going to go forward from vacation. If we're talking about becoming, why would we go back to anything? Becoming has nothing to do with going back. Becoming is about adventure. Becoming is about expansion. Becoming is about getting comfortable with uncertainty. Yikes. All right, is the story that you are telling yourself about others helping you or hindering you in your capacity to connect, to relate, to heal and love? So are some of the stories that you're telling yourself disconnecting you from connecting to these expressions known as the divine, where healing takes place, where love is in action? Ultimately, all of these questions that I'm asking are ultimately just this one question. Do the stories that we tell hinder or expand my understanding of God as my life? If you don't like the word God, do the stories you tell hinder or expand your understanding of Source as your life? That's the only thing that's happening. Source as your life. Are you telling yourself a story that denies that or expands it? If you're telling yourself a story that denies that, then check the story. I do that every single day because I don't know about you, I have a default tendency in my humanity to try to tell me that I am not worthy, that I am disconnected, that those people aren't like me, that I can't understand them and they'll never understand me. That doesn't serve anything but disconnection. Do you understand that? Now, is it scary to go, those people that I don't understand and that don't understand me, I need to step closer to them? Yeah, it's scary. But guess what? God is scary. Connection is scary. It's an adventure. Becoming is a lot of uncertainty. We must be bold and courageous. If you are alive and awake, hello? Okay. If you are alive and awake and hearing these words, chances are you tell yourself some stories that really don't help you or the world. When we continue to do what is called anthropomorphize God, which is a fancy way of saying we make God in our image and likeness, as opposed to trying to strive to be in the likeness of that which created all, we place on God this idea that it judges like we do. We place on the universal presence this thing that has been in operation longer than history can document, that has been creating and going through all the seasons of life for millennia. We try to oversimplify it and make it like us and say that it's a bitch and bitchy, and it makes judgments, and it puts people outside of boxes. Come on. We are like, there's the latest estimation is that there's 8.29 billion people on the planet. We're running around like spoiled brats trying to get our proverbial parents' attention by acting crazy. That only happens when you tell yourself some interesting stories. Most of the stories we tell ourselves deny our fullness. It denies our greatness. It denies our complexity. It denies our possibility as individuals and as humanity. This brings me back to what Reverend Amy requested for today, healing the wounds that shape us, exploring how life experiences, especially the difficult ones, shape who we are and become. I want to take this a little further. First, all of our experiences shape who we are, the good and the bad, those that we judge or discern as positive or negative. Regardless of what the experiences are, they are shaping us and have shaped us. But our story that we tell, that's where the shaping happens. This is where we meet with the divine. This is where we meet with the creative law. The meaning that we give to our experiences, this is where the power dwells. I'm going to try to do this last part as quickly as I can. I'm just going to do a little flyover. Anyone ever heard of the word restorative practices? Most people understand restorative practices as restorative justice, right? This is what we do. We come together in a circle at a time of harm to heal. But that is just one singular expression of restorative practices, which is actually a spectrum of exercises. It is a way of being. Because here's the truth. We are constantly harming one another. Just the last week, I was with Reverend Amy and Linda at the Centers for Spiritual Living annual meeting. And there was something that was said by one of the staff members from the stage with the only intent of inspiring. And a week later, I sit on the board, we got a note from someone saying, do you realize what those words did to me? Do you realize the impact of those words on others? So let me tell you, to go back to some biblical language, whether two or more are gathered, there's going to be pain. There's going to be misunderstanding. There's going to be suffering. There's going to be judgment. There's going to be condemnation. But what we must do as spiritual beings is engage in practices that offer a culture of restoration, that give us an opportunity to check the stories that we're telling about ourselves and about one another and about where we are choosing and reacting and being from. Does this make sense? Restorative practices is not about waiting for harm to happen. Restorative practices is cultivating a culture that allows the full spectrum of our experience, that which we call good, that's what we call bad, that which we call healing, that which we call harmful, to have a container and a container of love. That's why I love this song. There's only love. Now, there's a lot of people that poo-poo and say, oh, restorative practices doesn't work. It lets people off the hook. Has punishment really worked? Now, I believe in consequences. And we have laws in this country. I'm not saying we should do away with laws. But if that simple structure worked, then why do the jail cells continue to expand in their numbers? It's not working. This is why restorative justice and restorative practices have been invited into life. If someone is a burglar, let's just say it's a man. I'll stereotype that it's a guy breaking into a house. And I want to say that this burglar has 2 young kids. Okay? He's telling himself a story that there isn't enough. There will never be enough. No one cares about me. Everyone's stepping over me. So what does he do? Whatever he thinks he has to do to get what he needs for his kids. He breaks into a house where he sees they have more than enough and steals what he needs. Now, in our traditional justice system, he gets caught. He gets punished because he did breaking and entering. There are certain things that the judge has to say, this is what we need to do. And we can't deny that. But what does he learn? What does he learn? Do you think he really learns from the punishment? Do you think being isolated in a cell by yourself is going to make you learn what you need to do to not repeat that story again? He still thinks there's not enough. He still thinks there's not enough. But what if there was some coaching and some education and reminding him that there actually is enough? But then also, here's where the restoration takes place. The family that he broke into, they had 2 kids as well. And every single night, they have nightmares and terrors because someone broke into their home. They don't feel safe. The parents don't know how to manage those nightmares and terrors. And when we isolate the burglar and say, don't look at what you did, we're just going to put you away, where is there any healing and restoration? Our ego feels good because we're like, oh, that was bad, that was wrong, we put them away. If that burglar knew the impact, the father who was doing this for their 2 kids and realizes, oh my gosh, I'm causing this harm. I would never want my kids to wake up with nightmare terrors every single night. Now, I'm not saying that's going to solve all the problems, but we must take responsibility for the stories that we tell. We must encourage one another to take responsibility for the stories we tell because they make us act in ways that don't always serve in our highest and greatest good. We are technically out of alignment, right? When we talk about being authentic. But I'm not judging anyone or anything because I do the same thing. This is why we practice. This is why Mark Nepo says it is a practice. We are constantly becoming every single day. So I'm going to wrap us up here. We are all black belts. You have a black belt in success and a black belt in failure. But I want to invite you to start telling yourself a story that everything in your life is serving you becoming the person you are meant to be. The person that you already are, the divine embodied and expressing. Doubt is going to happen. Please don't set yourself up for disappointment that, Darrell's going to say a prayer today, and then Monday morning you're going to wake up and be like, I'm the most magnificent expression of the living God. Yeah, you might start your day like that, but I guarantee someone's going to cut you off, someone's going to say something, you're going to get an email, you're going to have a thought about yourself, you're going to remember something from when you were 4, remember something that someone said to you when you were 12. All these things are constantly there. We can't push them away. But all of those moments are opportunities for us to remember the truth. There's only love. The second verse of that song, when I lose myself. Anyone ever lose themselves? Anyone lost themselves today? I did already this morning. I was like, where am I going? When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, I go inside and quiet my mind, and I can hear Spirit gently say, there's only love. There's only love. Love that heals and love that sets us free from the story that there is not love. Let's take this into prayer. If it feels good to you, bring your hands to your heart, to that place that we generalize as where love dwells in the heart. Connect to your loving heart. Take a deep, deep, slow breath in and out. And to the best of your ability, let go of all the words that were just said and feel your body. Something is active within your system right now, and just feel it. Whether it feels comfortable or uncomfortable, just feel your body in the chair where you are, whether you're in the room or you're online, wherever you are is the best place to be, because it is the place where love is happening. There is only love. There is only one power. There is only one presence, and it is co-creating with you through your stories. We are not separate from anything. We are a part of it all, and all of it is a part of us. So from this place of oneness and connection to all that is, I bless us this week as we step into the stories of our life, knowing none of them are wrong, but we may need to check the stories that we are telling. And may we all tell stories this week of possibility, stories this week of healing, stories this week of potential, stories this week of abundance and sufficiency, stories this week of connection and coming back together and healing and restoration. May we restore ourselves to our fullness, to the complexity that we are. And from that place, may we not only receive everything that we need, but may we give everything that we are here to offer. I'm so grateful for the stories that we tell. May they be the stories of love that we are. And so it is. Peace and blessings, dear family.
Thank you, Reverend Darrell. We're going to stand together and sing I Am Open. I am open to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. I am open to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. I am open.
Thank you, Reverend Darrell. Your talk just reflected the Nepo book. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's depressing. Oh, that's positive. Oh, that's sad. And I'm left with this idea of thinking about how I'm a tyrant, so thanks a lot. But it's what you said, right? We bump up against that, which is hard, and it gives us something to reflect on and think about, and that's what we're on this journey for. So we are now at our time of offering, and as you know, Cityside is a community-supported organization, and each week we practice conscious giving, which allows us to make this service and other offerings available to you. Your financial support makes everything that we do here, and we do so many things that are great. So, and you make your financial support makes that all possible. And you know, as I'm thinking about why I give to Cityside financially, you know, it's to come here, right, and to be reminded of what's really true, who I really am, and not the, you know, the blankety blank, fill in your profanity of choice that you want there, that I sometimes think I am. So that's one of the reasons that I give to Cityside. You have all your reasons for giving, and we thank you for your support. And if you scan the QR code on the screen, you will be led to your giving options. And if you prefer to give in person, there's a box here in the center of the room. Just put your name and information on an envelope so we can honor your tax-deductible gift. We are practicing the law of giving and receiving in the room, so you are receiving affirmation cards as we receive your gifts. So feel free to take a couple of cards and give them away, leave them on the bus or the coffee shop. Just make someone's day. So now if you will join me in saying our giving affirmation, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the piece of brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am light.
Hi, I'm Reverend Linda. I use she, her pronouns. Thank you so much for your gifts. We really appreciate it. We would not be here in this room without them. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. We are so glad you're here, and that's for you online as well. If you see me after service, we offer a little gift, and that's true even if you're online. We don't have the physical gift, but anyone who fills out that form receives their first workshop for no cost. And it also signs you up for our newsletter so that you don't have to listen to me when I get up here and tell you all the things that are going on, because the newsletter tells you everything that's happening. So today we have a special event here. It is due to a generous sponsor. Over the next 2 months-ish, it's 3 Sundays, so April 19th, May 17th, and June 21st are the third Sundays of the month. And we are doing this Bring a Friend, Get Free brunch. And now, if you can't be here on one of those Sundays, you can get the voucher any Sunday. But we're going to make a little bit bigger deal about it on those third Sundays. And there's a bonus challenge, and this is all in service to our 2035 vision for bringing more people into the community. The person who brings the most new visitors during that period of time will get a $200 Visa gift card. So come on, folks, this is no joke. Free brunch, Visa gift card. All right, so again, you can bring your visitors any Sunday, but we're going to make a little bit bigger announcement on those third Sundays. So come into the side room over here, what we like to call the library. Bring your guest, and you'll get your a chance to fill out that new visitor form and get your voucher. And the vouchers are for brunch over here at O'Shaughnessy's, which is lovely. All right. Today is also the third Sunday of the month, and that means it's A Course in Miracles with practitioner Rob Wozniak leading the group from 1 to 2:30. And if you go online, you can find the link to that. We have a couple things coming up. Wednesday, the 29th of this month, we have our integral breathwork session, which is a really powerful way to release energy and things that are not serving and help get rid of or release unresolved memories and emotions to bring about some change in your life. And on May 3rd, we have our beloved Rev Rainbow who will be here, and she's doing a workshop, Be With It All. All right, so there's more. You can look online. If you are interested in serving on a team, let me know, or email support@CitySide. If you have any questions, just come see me after service. Licensed spiritual practitioner Connie Hodek will be offering prayer after service. That's what it says. Okay, licensed spiritual practitioner Donna Pitts will be offering prayer after service. If you just go to the back of the room and wait your turn, she will let you know when it's time. And practitioner Don Mannery is online. He will also be offering prayer, and there's a Zoom link. You can just join him in a private Zoom meeting. Next week, Reverend Amy will be continuing our Emerald theme, Becoming, and we are using the book Endless Practice by Mark Nepo. We have some of those available for a donation. Until then, stay safe and have a beautiful week. Thank you for being here.
We're gonna stand and sing I Release. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. This is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Have a beautiful week, Cityside.